Hey everybody, welcome back to the Bourbon Note. I'm Greg.
I'm Ben.
And today we're live. And we're going to drink some bourbon and rye and some stuff that we don't even know what's in the sample bottle.
Yeah, we're drinking all kinds of stuff. So we've got a few different samples here, viewer samples. So I don't see anyone in the chat yet that has sent us one of these particular ones, but we do have
to call them out.
Chris Jenkins and Bourbon Rendezvous, Ron. We've got story time. Shane is in the house. What's going on? Steve Joes is here.
Hey, story time. How's your boxing going?
Yeah, I haven't seen my old Dragon Bones. I'm starting to get worried that it went to the wrong Ben Walker.
So he sent me a text yesterday, and I don't know if did he send you one?
Well, I don't have one of the new ones coming, so that's different.
This is his picture.
Yeah, I saw that.
Oh, you saw that?
Yeah.
Okay. So anyway,
but I didn't order one of those.
Yeah.
He's sending me one of the old ones.
Right. So for those who haven't seen my phone, he has on his bar a whole bunch of the Calibre.
Yeah, that looks awesome.
Yeah.
If I was him, I'd just keep them all. Sugar Kitty is in the house.
Sugar Kitty.
So anyway, no, Chris Jenkins, what's happening? I was going to call out if we see people in the chat that sent us the samples, just as a thank you. There is kind of a story behind these first two samples, so I'm kind of hoping he hops in the chat here.
So do we want to wait a minute? Like, I honestly don't know his screen name. I know his real name, but I don't know if we want to say that.
Yeah. Hold on.
Yeah,
All
don't
boxed
drop,
and dropping off the garage tomorrow. Yours is with Greg's. Okay, sweet.
Oh yeah, I told him just send it to me. Okay,
perfect.
And then I'm gonna blackmail.
I just want to make sure it didn't go get lost in the mail or something like that. Shane sent it out
it's gonna.
3 weeks.
It's gonna.
Shane, if you can confirm when that gets delivered, so I know that he's not pulling the wool over my eyes here. So we do have a few samples here, as I said. So we could wait on these.
If you think he's going to be in the chat.
And see if Mark hops in the chat.
Okay. Or Baker Drinks, because they know him.
Do they?
Yeah, because that was his. So he was the guy.
Yeah, Patreon winner. Yeah. Okay, gotcha. So we have a few things here. These are from Dr. Robert. And these are...
Dr. Robert is a Patreon
Yes,
supporter.
Patreon supporter. So these are the Elvis. Have you seen the Elvis whiskeys?
I don't know what this is.
I'm assuming it says Elvis Tiger Man and Elvis the King. There's a Tennessee Straight Rye and Tennessee Straight... Just says Straight Tennessee Whiskey.
Wow.
Both 90 proof.
Okay.
So I don't know, would you consider these in the celebrity whiskey category if they're Elvis? I don't know if it's Elvis is starting a band or a brand from Beyond the Grave, but
I would think it would be somebody licensing his name.
Speaking of being on brand, let's get some music going in the background here. Oh. That always helps. So we have that, and we also have, this is called Black Dirt New York Straight Bourbon. It's a 4-year 90 proof. I don't know anything about this one.
I've never heard of that one either.
So
let's try those three.
Okay, and then you want to do the...
Yeah, and then we'll explain that later. Let's just...
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll just look at this as priming the palate. So let's drink them in an order here. So let's go with the Elvis Tiger Man Tennessee Whiskey. Again, it does not specify if it's, just Tennessee Whiskey as in, basically a bourbon mash bill, but
bourbon-like
from Tennessee.
So this is glass on the right.
Yep, glass on the right. This is the rye. Also, let us know if the video quality goes wonky. We were having some technical difficulties before. So if it freezes up or something like that.
So this is the second one?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, and I'm just going to keep these in front of where the glasses are so we can keep a kind of a tab on it. Either no one's commenting or joining the stream at the moment, or it's frozen up. I had problems with my internet before and problems with StreamYard. I tried to log in and create like a pre-live test stream, and it wouldn't let me. So hopefully this actually is working. I mean, we'll see. So, okay.
If you're hearing us right now, can somebody drop a $10,000 super chat, please?
Yes. I like the way you think. We're stunned into silence. Thank you, Steve. We got to hang out on the Patreon-only live stream with Steve on Friday. That was a good time.
That was a good time.
Had to finally meet Steve. You're live, at least as live as we're used to. Thank you.
That was well played.
Oh, Wolfie is here. What's happening, Wolfie?
We could make a baseball joke, but I think they lasted longer in the playoffs than the Minnesota team.
That's true. Yeah, Houston did. Interesting nose on those first two.
Huh.
So I don't know. Ahoy, Buffalo boys. Hanging AZ is in the house.
Honestly, shouldn't there be a peanut butter and banana if it's Elvis?
I think they actually make one of those.
Oh,
yeah. I think they make like a flavored.
I was totally making that up.
I think they might make a flavored. Too soon. Yeah, I think they actually do make like a peanut butter and banana
these
flavor.
These two are way different.
Some sort of booze.
Tiger King and the King, or whatever they're called. Oh, wow.
They have an odd nose to them.
Number 3 smells like perfume, like flowers.
Little floral notes.
Like an old lady.
Go D-backs. Hanging AZ, rooting for the Diamondbacks.
I am getting this is very rye forward. There's no bourbon in here at all.
On the third one?
Yeah.
It says New York straight bourbon. 4-year, 90 proof.
It is interesting.
So, well, let's try the Tiger Man straight Tennessee, the Elvis. I'm assuming that's what. Let me look this up real quick.
Okay. All right, Sugar Kitty, what's your opinion of these Elvis? I honestly have never seen it, so I know nothing about it. I'm curious, is this the kind of thing that you've heard of, or?
Yeah, okay. So it is like the Elvis whiskey. Oh, yeah, they have one here. It's called Midnight Snack, peanut butter and banana and bacon flavored whiskey. I'm with you on everything except for the banana on that. But yeah, so it's a brand called
Maybe
Elvis.
Maybe they just source it from Old Forester.
Hey, in that case, it's probably right up my alley. Well, let's get into the straight Tennessee whiskey here.
Wait a minute, we have to
Hey, Dr. Robert is here. Okay, so Dr. Robert, we're drinking your samples that you sent us. We haven't started them yet.
I really wish you'd rephrase that.
And he's a doctor too, so when you say samples to a doctor. So we haven't gotten into these yet. We haven't tasted them, but we've got the Elvis Tiger Man here. We've got the Elvis the King straight rye and the Black Dirt New York straight bourbon. So we're looking. I know this is Elvis Presley, Steve. So we're looking forward to getting into them here. So let's
the second well-known Elvis.
So yeah, the least popular Elvis Presley. This is a little floral as well.
Yeah, floral, kind of perfumey, definitely rye-ish.
It's Tennessee whiskey, so who knows?
Really? Huh.
All right, let's give her a taste here. Cheers.
You know, when we oh, it's rye forward. Wow, that surprises me that's
That's an odd taste.
It is. It's like it had a really interesting start to the sentence, and then like most of my sentences, it just trailed off and didn't go anywhere.
What now? I wasn't listening.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's got a weird. Let me get another sip of this before I throw full judgment down.
I do think when we get to the Benny Walker special on this one, we need to make sure it's all shook up.
Where is the sound effect? Oh, I'm on the wrong page here. There we go. It's better late than never. I don't think I'm into that. Now, I think Dr. Robert sent us these because Dr. Robert, remind me, did you win these or something like that? I don't know if he bought these because he was super into them.
Maybe he's just an Elvis impersonator who's all things Elvis all the time.
Who knows?
There are people like that.
Yeah, maybe. It should be Robert the King then on his thing. Sugar Kitty, your sample is looking a little brown if you had your liver checked lately. No, and I don't intend to.
Oh, that's
I don't even want to know. I'm going to be fair and do some water between these.
Okay.
Okay. Let's get into the Tennessee straight rye.
Yeah,
I'm hoping for better things on the rye.
That first one, was nothing wrong about it. It just wasn't very, I don't know.
Oh, he says he won it in a raffle but would never have bought it. Okay, well, that's the perfect way to get whiskeys like this.
Well, yeah. So
either win them for free or have people send you samples for free.
Exactly, yeah.
Boy, this smells really, it's got a little bug spray to it.
Huh. I'm getting a I don't know, almost like a mushroom truffle kind of note.
Dr. Robert, let us know in the comments. Have you tasted these, and what did you think?
Well, he said he
them?
wouldn't have bought them, so I think he's tasted them. The king of medicine. Oh, too soon.
Oh, wow.
That one is just a whole lot of meh. There's nothing interesting.
William Hall, cheers, William Hall. I don't think it's. I wouldn't know if I'd call it meh, just because I think there's an aggressive, like, sour.
Yeah, there's just nothing. Yeah, not.
Okay, Dr. Robert did not like either one of them. Yeah, I don't think I'm into these. Which makes me appreciate the sample even more, to be perfectly honest. Whenever we get a sample and it's like, I don't like that, it's like, thank you, you just saved me $30 or whatever.
Yeah, right.
Not that I probably would have bought these particular ones, but, you know, who knows, maybe for a gimmicky thing.
Celebrity whiskeys are pretty hit or miss, mostly miss.
Well, that's why I was wondering, do you consider this a celebrity whiskey?
Definitely. Like, it's not a quality whiskey. They're trying to get people to buy it because of the label. That's my definition of a celebrity whiskey.
Huh. Yeah, that tastes like proof down bug spray. I kind of find that are you like checking your pulse or something?
I am. So, Shane, if you're still here.
Shane texting you?
He is. He made reference to ODB, which is Old Dragon Bones.
Oh, yeah? I thought you meant ODB.
But we have a friend named ODB.
Oh, I'm not friends with her. I don't know her personally. Oh. Do you?
Yeah.
Oh, I know. Okay.
Well, she goes to Hayes all the time.
Yeah. She's got a food truck.
She has a food truck, and she's a professional wrestler and travels around and spends summers in Minnesota.
Yep.
And takes her food truck to the local pub fairly often. And we go get food from her. And she's
a
cool person. So anyway, I was thinking, why are you talking about ODB? Because she goes down your way in the winter.
I suppose.
Yeah, but she typically goes to Florida. But anyway.
Yeah, if you're in the chat and you're from Minnesota, go down to Hayes Public House this Saturday. They're doing a ODB's meet and greet. Food truck is going to be there, and she does an outstanding job. And then they're having a Tim Burton costume contest. Oh, wow. And it's Hayes Public House. They've got great craft beer, so go check all that out.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into this Black Dirt New York Straight Bourbon.
Which just sounds delightful.
Oh, wow, look at this. Dr. Robert, you're welcome. They want 45 for the rye here and 35 for the king. Good Lord.
The king is left
You guys
the
might
building.
need to move to Wisconsin. Lots of good whiskey being made there. We live close enough that we can just drive over there and not subject ourselves to Green Bay Packer fans for any longer than we need to. I kid. I'm just teasing.
And
it's a rivalry.
Speaking of Wisconsin, John's in the house.
John Kranz, what's up? John's
he's
not
making
from
reference
Wisconsin.
to Deep Woods Off 90 proof. So he knows about this.
Yeah. The rye, I have found that if a rye goes really bad, it's really freaking bad.
We would call it a rye.
Yeah, it has gone awry.
Like this has unpleasant notes all through it.
This one is interesting. You know what I'm getting off of? This one is the kind of minerally note that you get off of like Dickel products.
Huh.
But it says it's New York straight bourbon, 4-year, 90 proof, Black Dirt.
Black Dirt. That just doesn't seem like. There's certain flavors. We talk about earthy or, tobacco or leather. But Black Dirt is just organic material in soil. That's not appetizing. Put that on your vegetables.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what. That's really interesting. That's got like the Dickel mineral note turned up to 11.
I kind of agree. Like all three of these are...
Dr. Robert, what do you know about this Black Dirt rye, and did you like it?
Oh, is this not an Elvis thing at all? Like it has
No, this is just a New York straight bourbon.
Well, New York is known for their bourbons, right? No, wait.
They got Widow Jane.
What's that? I've heard of it. I didn't know that was from New York.
It is from New York. Well, I think
what
it's
about Empire.
It's sourced, but Redwood Empire is California.
Oh, there's another Empire one.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh.
Anyway. Oh my gosh, look who's here.
Booyah!
I've been waiting to see if Bobby joins the chat because I got to talk to him about football.
Football?
Refers to the soil that the corn is grown in. What was the bug spray? John, it was Elvis the King Tennessee Straight Rye Whiskey.
Yeah, these Elvis ones, they are playing on the name. They did not put any effort into the whiskey.
Let me, I got to look something up here real quick since Bobby's on here.
Okay.
So Bobby, I know you're at work. So this...
How do you know he's at work?
He sent a text earlier saying he was going to be at work.
Thanks for the notice.
Bobby sent me a text the other day. Well, he said he's going to be at work, so he's going to try to be in the chat. So I don't know if he's going to be, I don't know if he's going to be in and out.
That's what she said.
Bobby had sent me a text the other day saying that he was an honorary Vikings fan for the day because the Vikings were playing the 49ers. And Bobby is, anti-49ers because he's a Raiders fan.
But your team has moved out of Oakland like 74 times.
Yeah, that's true. But,
it's the cat that keeps coming back and then it goes away the very next day.
But either way, I mean, once you're a fan, he bleeds black and silver, apparently. So anyway.
I left California almost 20 years ago, and I'm still a Giants fan.
Yeah? I'm assuming you're talking about the baseball team and not
yes.
getting your football teams mixed up?
Well, yeah.
Because there is the New York Giants.
Oh.
Anyway,
Really?
okay, so Bobby sends me a text saying that he's a Vikings fan for the night because he wants them to beat the Niners. So now this coming weekend, I'm a Raiders fan because I'm hoping that Bobby's Raiders can put a W up on the Detroit Lions and free up a little elbow room in the NFC North. So he rooted for my team on Monday. I'm all in on the Raiders this weekend. But December 10th, between 3:05 p.m. and around 6:15 p.m., Bobby and I are sworn enemies because that's when the Vikings play the Raiders. So, but only for that 3 hours.
Honestly, if you're not willing to actually grow a mustache, then it's all for nothing. That's the only way that you're going to have any ability to compete with the Bob Monster.
Well, I'm not. I'm just hoping that the Vikings compete with Bobby's team. I can't compete in the mustache arena. Jesse Erickson is in the house. What's going on, Jesse Erickson? Let's see, hello, everyone. Sipping on some Maker's BEP. That's a fantastic bottle. One of Greg's favorite from the whole year.
Absolutely a favorite.
Kitties need to keep losing, and we need to keep winning. Absolutely.
So it is time to make this abomination a thing so that we can move on to real whiskey.
Well, we do have a couple other samples here that we don't know what they're going to be.
I mean, I'm absolutely thrilled that Dr. Robert sent us these samples, and it was awesome to get to try them, but they are interesting.
I think Sugar Kitty maybe for the first time has put something in the chat that was inaccurate.
I think
he must have thought you were talking about football.
Oh, yeah.
He's talking about the baseball team, the Giants.
But, no, don't they actually play? I know nothing about football, and I know nothing about East Coast football, but don't they actually play in Jersey?
Yeah, Meadowland.
Yeah, I think he's being sarcastic, because I've heard other people refer to him as a Jersey team as opposed to a New York team.
I didn't refer to him as a Jersey team.
No, he is.
Oh, okay.
But, yeah.
The NJ Giants. Okay, Sugar Kitty, I'm sorry. I didn't. Okay. And that's, I got worried for a second there. I'm like, Sugar Kitty does not throw inaccurate information out there.
What do you think he was saying?
I read it as NY Giants. It's one of those things, I saw the N and I saw the Giants and my brain just processed that he was saying that's actually the New York Giants. Oh. Because when you said I moved out of California and I'm still a Giants fan, meaning the baseball team.
Yeah.
Yeah. My mistake. Right. I feel like the world universe is back in order, that Sugar Kitty is dropping knowledge. I got very concerned for a second there.
It's time to move on, so let's get the Benny Walker special out of the way.
It says Sugar Kitty is wrong once in a blue moon. Well, apparently that blue moon has not shown up tonight.
Not yet.
Because he was right, I was wrong. Speaking of someone being right and someone being wrong, now don't give this away. Don't say anything. And I'm certainly not going to give away the results. But we did finally film the review of Still Austin Cask Strength.
Oh.
And everyone has told us that of all the Texas whiskeys, this is the one you're going to like. We have said we're not convinced because we hate Texas whiskey. And I will say that review resulted in one side of that argument being definitively correct. We won't say who it was, us or the YouTube community.
I would say that we...
But we had a pretty solid...
We had some very strong opinions on that one.
Yeah.
So
So look forward to that review
Yeah.
on Monday.
if you have sensitive feelings with regard to Texas whiskey, you may want to avoid.
Or tune in.
Or tune in, yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. Maybe you'll learn something.
Yeah. Who knows?
Yeah, hang in.
I can
Yeah,
assure you my moon is pinkish, not blue at all, unless it's an outhouse in winter. That's awesome.
All right. Is your Benny Walker special all shook up?
Yeah.
Oh, man, it's minerally.
It's very bitter.
Oh, it is Fred
Or
Flintstone.
sour.
Fred Flintstone vitamin on a Tootsie Roll. And don't do that, by the way.
I just thought of the worst thing in the world. It doesn't exist, and God help me, I hope I'm not like...
I think Bobby's mustache on a whatever. I missed it.
Somebody said Japan wanted to get a hold of him to study it.
Oh, scroll up just a little bit more. Peter White, I think. There's a little thing that says hide comments, and so I can't see up. Scroll up just
Oh.
all right.
One down.
Oh.
So far, I may be the only still Austin cast strength hitter. Well, you guys will find out on Monday if Peter White's alone. Ron is pretty confident. He says, I already know you like it. I'm very sensitive about Texas whiskey, just not Garrison Brothers. Well, you don't know that, Ron, because we just reviewed it, and we haven't put any of our thoughts out there. And we're going to leave them 100% neutral.
Peter White. I have to admit, when I see the abbreviation CS, the first thing that pops in mind is not cast strength.
I know. Do you know how many times I've almost made that joke? As a matter of fact, I literally was tempted to, in the review, I should actually just do this. Never mind, I'm not going to say it because I'll do it when I edit the video. It's funny that you said that too because I've so almost made that joke so many times. But we don't need to be throwing those kind of words out on the live stream. Get demonetized. Hey, Bobby, by the way, I meant to ask you, you sent us a super chat a couple of live streams ago, but we got demonetized in that one because I used a clip of a song that was copyrighted. So I'm wondering, did they just take your money and not give it to us, or did they
I'm sure they split it 90% to whoever owns that song.
Oh, do you think so?
Yeah.
Oh, well, whoever sings I Touch Myself made a few bucks that night then.
You mean besides you?
I don't sing it. Yeah, this is really, this really does get minerally.
All right, we've had enough of that. That's not good.
Chris Jenkins, what are you going to be out looking for on Saturday? I missed some of the conversation here. Okay, well, we're going to move on.
Yeah, Dr. Robert, it's Tootsie Roll and Flintstone Vitamin. Neither one of those are really compliments.
Let's see. Somebody said it's share. It's not share. Because here, I have the... we can get this one demonetized, too.
No. Then let's not
No, I was
do
just
that.
going to look up and see, is there a picture? No, I don't have it on there anymore. Let me see. I have to Google I Touch Myself just to get the answer to this question, so...
Right said Fred.
It is Divinils. Divinils. How the hell do you say that? Divinals?
Divinals.
Divinals? All right. Dr. Robert totally got the Tootsie Roll.
You didn't get my right said
Oh,
Fred
yeah, Ron's
reference?
got it. I'm too sexy for my shirt?
Yeah.
What does that have to do? What did I miss?
Oh, you said who sang it, and I said... Right said Fred.
Gotcha. Okay, I missed that. I'm sorry. Okay, so I do have...
So we think we're going to move on to new and better whiskeys, but the truth of the matter is, here's the funny part. You want to explain this?
Yes, I will. This got not
just
quite
kill it.
as bad. I'm just going to kill it.
Yeah. At some point, it just becomes a whiskey that you have to get through.
Mm-hmm. All right, so Dr. Robert, thank you very much for the samples on those. Now,
right.
Mark, I won't say his last name because
Yeah.
we just didn't get his permission to.
Yep.
But he was one of the winners of, well, actually both of them won.
He is a Patreon for Baker Drinks.
Yep.
And when they did the Baker Drinks versus Baker Drinks trivia contest, we sent samples to their Patreons.
To both of their, to the
their-
win.
yeah.
Yeah. I think Troy won, and so we were going to just send Patreon samples to the winners. Patreon, they were each playing on behalf of one of them.
Right.
And then we decided, well, we'll give a bonus question. If you get it right, we'll send samples to both. So that's what we did. So anyway, we sent some samples out to him. He sent a couple of samples back. Here's the funny part. And Mark, I hope you watch this. Actually, I did include his name in the mail call video.
Oh, that's funny.
So anyway, he sent a letter saying what these are. He said he sent 2 samples. Now, some of you might be familiar. I know Steve Joes is definitely going to be familiar with the Los Angeles distillery.
Yeah,
one of the samples Steve sent us one time was I think it was a collab between them and Broken Barrel. It's like 131 proof Broken Barrel. It was great.
Yeah.
Baker Drinks, what's happening, Laura? We were just talking about the whiskey trivia night in America.
We were, and we are drinking samples from Mark, who is your Patreon.
Yes.
Who won samples, so we sent him some samples, and he sent some samples back.
So
here's the funny part.
This is the best part. So he sent us a letter saying the information. So I'm just going to tell you what the information is on both of these. They're from, again, the Los Angeles Distillery. Sample number 1 is a single barrel aged for 5 years bourbon, aged in special Hungarian oak. 51% corn, 49% malted barley. So no rye or wheat in it.
Wow.
100 proof. They call it the LA Beach Bourbon. Sample number 2 is 100% malted rye single barrel, aged 5 years in Hungarian oak, and is bottled in bond. It's called High Tide Rye. So we have sample 1 and 2. One's a rye, one's a bourbon. Problem is, when Mark labeled these, he labeled both of them 2. So I don't know if maybe he sent samples to a couple different people, and maybe we just got two samples, and these are both the same whiskey.
It could be the same whiskey.
Or if he just labeled it wrong.
They kind of look different in color.
Not really. I'm not seeing it. But one's 100% rye, and one's 51% corn, 49% malted barley. So you'd think we'd be able to...
We think we have a bourbon and a rye, or they're the exact same thing.
Yeah, so I'm just going to call sample on the right sample number 1.
All right, sample on the right is the first.
Okay.
That's this one.
I think the one on the left smells like rye.
So Shane's feeling a little bit guilty. He sent me a picture of the back end of his vehicle with a bunch of boxes. So it seems like they're getting closer.
That's awesome. I can't wait for that. Yeah, the 100% malted rye should be funky as hell. The problem is most craft whiskeys have a certain amount of funk. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Wow. That's very...
The one on the left
roll
smells
up.
a little...
Grapefruit roll up.
Don't hurt yourself. Which one does? The one on the right or
the one I just smelled?
Oh God, you're right. That's what that is. I was trying. There was something odd about it.
And I'm getting it on both. I think we have the same whiskey in both bottles at this point. And I don't think I've had a fruit roll up in. How old am I? 33 years.
Really? That's oddly specific.
Well, I could do the math, and that puts me at 16 years old.
Okay.
And that's probably the last time I had a fruit roll up.
All right, I'm gonna let's taste these because I think that's where it's gonna get the
all right,
the difference here.
Interesting. Good.
Yeah, it's all right.
It's got a really like.
Ben, do you drink any scotches? Sure. I don't buy a whole lot of scotch, but I enjoy it from time to time. Certain ones. I haven't really had any that I dislike. You know, I'm just more of a bourbon aficionado.
Yeah, so I think we've done a few samples of scotch where we think it's good, but we know there's something better. I think the scotches we tend to really like are finished, and
Well, most of them are aged and used like wine casks or bourbon casks.
So it needs something more than just a basic Scotch. That tends to be kind of...
Yeah, my problem with Scotch is a lot of time for the price and the stats, although a lot of them tend to run fairly low proof, a lot of the regular ones. You can get a $150 Scotch that's aged in 3 different casks or whatever, and then it's at 80 proof, and it's
But
like...
it is high age.
It is, but then for the price of it, you drink it, and it's like, this is not that interesting. Like, there's not a lot going on there. But we were like to Ardbeg when we did the tasting with Sugar Kitty. That was awesome. Do you think these are the same thing?
I think they're the exact same thing. It's good. It's very interesting and crafty.
Yeah, I think those are the same. So whatever it is, it's good. I think it's actually not bad.
It does have a bit of a unique flavor. It tastes a little bit like waxy, almost like a red crown got dropped into the barrel and aged with it or something. Like it's
a red what?
Crayon. Some people pronounce it.
Is that your way of saying crayon?
Crayon.
Crown?
Crown.
Is that real?
Yeah.
Where did that come from?
I don't know. That's just how I learned to say it.
You don't really have like an accent in any particular direction, so that's weird.
Yeah.
Do you say things like milk, like M-E-L-K when you mean milk? Or pillow instead of pillow?
I don't believe so.
Any of you savages in the chat that pronounce words like that? Laura says, I wonder who got 2 samples of the other option. I'm wondering that too. Somebody got 2. I'm pretty sure this is the rye. And I'm pretty sure unless we just screwed up our palates on all that Elvis whiskey.
Yeah.
Well, we won't know for sure until we do the blend. Let's see. Yeah, Sugar Kitty, I agree. Anything that's, 80 proof whiskey in any direction is just not really my thing at this point anymore.
Well, except for Basil Hayden, of course.
Jesus. Yeah,
I'm kidding.
the Basil
I'm
Hayden.
Kidding.
I find single malt independent bottles are the way to go for high ABV value. Okay.
Where do you find high ABV other than Stranahan's? I just don't
for single malts? Well, they make scotches that are cask strength, and
really,
they're just not. They don't feel like they're as common.
Yeah, I just don't see them very much. Although I don't look very much is also a problem.
Ooh, Dr. Robert won a Remus Repeal 7 last week. That's awesome.
7? I've not even seen that one out yet.
Excited for you guys getting the ODB Cool Libre. It's so freaking good. Yeah, Shane is not lying about that. That Cool Libre is amazing.
Yep.
So yeah, I'm prepared to say I think these are the same thing.
All right, I'm gonna do the Benny Walker.
I thought maybe he mislabeled them, but
maybe it's just his favorite, and he wanted to make sure that we really, maybe he's trying to play a joke on us, and we just haven't got the joke.
Well, the joke would have been labeling it one and 2.
Different and saying, no, number 1 is way better than number 2. Number 2 sucks, but number 1's awesome.
I can see myself
that would have been
for
funny.
That.
Actually.
The clown on the World Wide Web for all to see.
You know what? It just occurred to me, next time I send out samples.
Just send out the same thing.
Same thing in 4 different bottles.
Find out what everybody says is the worst Elijah Craig barrel proof and send it out saying it's C923. This is giving me kind of an interesting aftertaste.
Getting it's like really nice brown sugar, then stops.
I'm getting a little bit of that Tootsie Roll vibe that we talked about before.
Tootsie Roll pop. With the cherry outside shell.
Yeah.
And there's a little bit of Pop-Tart in there. Maybe a little bit of watermelon.
Yeah, it's just... I gotta tell you, for a craft distillery, this isn't bad. Craft distilleries you kind of handle with delicate gloves because you realize what they're up against.
Yeah, right.
And
so I think this is actually a really interesting whiskey, and I have no idea what it is or what it would cost, but at normal prices, it's probably worth it. It's really interesting, but it is not maybe your average. There's Elijah Craig rye right there.
Yeah.
It's way different than kind of a generic rye.
Oh yeah, for sure. Jesse Erickson, my go-to for Scotch is Lagavulin 16. I'm partial Scotch from Islay. Probably why I like Nika from the barrel as well. I haven't had that.
Is that?
I do like...
What is Nika?
Yeah, I don't know. I got a sample I need to get out to you next week as well. The next ODB. Nice.
Sugar Kitty got the reference.
Which one? Tootsie Pop. A1, A2, A3, crunch. Oh, yeah. A1, A2, A3.
Thank you.
3. But yeah, I'm getting a little bit of that Tootsie Roll kind of vibe on this one. But yeah, for a craft distillery, this isn't terrible. We have a craft distillery review coming out tomorrow.
We do?
I got a hold of a couple of expressions from Journeyman Distillery, which we've only had the Corsets, Whips, and Whiskey.
That's the Michigan place, right? Yeah.
Yep. And so if you're Patreon, it's already posted on the Patreon. Otherwise, that'll come out tomorrow. That's another one, that distillery overall we've had some good experience with.
Yeah,
as
totally.
far as, they do their own distillate and whatever. I will say that that's better than the Elvis Rye.
Oh, well, that's pretty. I think Elvis could be, and it's a shame because I don't know if I'd call myself an Elvis fan, but I like Elvis music a bit.
Yeah, I do
from time
too.
to time.
Yeah,
But
I like Elvis for sure.
Just didn't work for me.
Speaking of which, now I want to try this Elijah Craig Rye. This is just the basic, but just to kind of compare.
Japanese whiskey, but you said it's actually like aged in Scotland?
They own Ben Nevis and import to Japan, blend it, call it Japanese whiskey. Oh, okay, interesting. So Japan sources it and then does their own thing.
I thought they distilled it, but then they send it to Scotland for the aging. But I could be wrong about that.
Import, Ben Nevis.
Oh, so Jesse's got it. Okay, so they distill it in Scotland, then they send it to Japan.
Yeah, import it to Japan.
Yeah.
And then call it Japanese whiskey. Okay. Well, I suppose kind of like Keeper's Heart. They import some barrels of Irish whiskey, blend it with American whiskey.
That's a local Minnesota.
But it's a nationwide release of places. Yeah. But then that's like an American whiskey, But they kind of state on there that it's a blend of Irish and American or whatever. Okay. So, all right, I'm going to try the regular Elijah Craig.
I have got
rye.
No, I don't. I have one. How do I have whiskey in all 6 of my glasses? What the heck?
Did you bring 6 glasses?
I did bring 6 glasses. Oh, I had a pre-flight.
Okay.
And
we've had 5. Yeah, so you're right on track.
Yeah, okay. Selfless plug here. Don't call yourself a plug. I mean, honestly.
Bobby is interviewing David Souza from Corbin Cash again next Monday the 30th from the distillery. Sweet.
Wow.
Tune in and check that one out if I'm around. If not, I'll catch it on the replay for sure.
Monday. Normal people work on Mondays. I mean, honestly.
Well, normal people work on Wednesdays and Thursdays too,
Yeah, but it's evening, at least here.
That's true.
Cool.
Boy, I'm getting some black licorice vibes from this right now.
I'm getting like a...
Which I don't
like
recall
a
getting.
Candy note, like a sweet tarts kind of.
Good and Plenty. It's like black licorice, but it's got a candy coating on it.
Huh. Mike and Ike's?
No, not the same thing. Good and Plenty makes it like a fruit one too. I don't know what they're called. Good and Fruity, actually. I think it is actually what they're called. The Good and Plenties and the Good and Fruities are kind of look like a Mike and Ike, but they have like a.
I don't think
it's
I've
a
ever
tougher,
had any of those.
Like gelatin thing in the middle. It's a little chewier. And then it's got like a crunchy candy shell. They're actually pretty good. Not the Good and Plenties. Those can, you know what. But the Good and Fruities are good.
It's almost like Heaven Hill knows what they're doing.
Yeah, that tastes pretty good, but I got to tell you, after drinking all this other stuff, it tastes a little bit weird.
It is a little bit off.
Alex Brewer. I'm sure I'm butchering your name, and I apologize for that, but cheers, Alex.
It's Briere.
Welcome to the chat. Briere, it probably is, actually. It's kind of hard to read from here.
Yeah, that's not how he pronounces it, but that's how it's officially pronounced.
I'm just going to blame it on the fact that I'm having a hard time seeing it from here to the monitor.
It's all the Elvis whiskey. It's just...
talking amongst themselves. Moose is loose. What is Moose is loose? Is this something I should know about?
You need to use your indoor voice.
Is this someone in the chat? Moose is loose? Is this a... I don't see anyone named Moose.
So yeah, okay, several references. So either Alec or William Hall.
No, he's been in here for a while, so I'm guessing, is Alex? Oh, look at, I think maybe the thumbnail says something about a moose.
Oh.
Is that a moose or an alpaca of some sort or something like that?
Maybe he's a llama. I mean, honestly, Alex.
It kind of looks like a llama from here. Yeah. This is about probably 7-8 feet away, and it's the thumbnail is like this big, so we can't see it all. But I'm seeing an M-O-O maybe in the... So, all right, well, apparently the moose is loose. Which...
The llama is...
All right.
Lost.
So, we have coming up, we're going to be doing... By the way, we don't have a live stream next Wednesday.
You have we both have personal stuff happening. Unfortunately, it gets in the way occasionally.
Yeah, these next couple weeks might be a little bit busy. They're going to be definitely unpredictable. And so the live stream schedule, it's a moose drinking a Booker. Oh, okay, sweet.
Bookers?
With your mama.
With
Alex is Moose. Okay, what's up, Moose? I like it. So anyway, yeah, the next couple weeks, as far as like...
I am Moose, hear me roar.
As far as the live streams, either, you know, like I know next week we're not going to be doing it on a Wednesday. I don't know, maybe we'll do it on Monday if we feel so inclined, or we'll just skip it for the week. But the next couple weeks are definitely going to be...
It's not a verb.
Llama with your mama. Are going to be unpredictable. But the reviews will keep coming. So we've got some filmed already. We're going to film some more.
Yep.
Make sure those get released. We are going to have coming up, we are going to do the Elijah Craig Barrel Proof 2023 flight.
Well, it's going to be more than that.
And we're also going to do a larceny flight.
So that's the A, B, and the C.
Yep.
We're going to pick the winner of the larceny. He'll have a winner, I'll have a winner.
Maybe the same one, maybe
Could
not.
be. Yeah, and then we'll do the same thing with the Elijah Craig. A, B, and C.
Yep.
Blind flight, we'll pick a winner, each of us. Then, Battle Royale, we're going to have that larceny winner versus that Elijah Craig winner.
Yep.
And we're going to pick an overall Heaven Hills Best of 2023 bottling.
Best of the availables. I'm sure they've got something crazy
I guarantee
out there.
it's the best that's ever been made by the Heaven Hills.
Well, Elijah Craig C923 certainly is, according to the internet. Which, again, I loved it. I had a pour of it last night. It's great.
It's mediocre.
I would not say. You don't really think it's meaty. You said you loved it, too.
I was being nice.
But it still does. I've gone back to it a few times, and it still does have that bitter note on the finish. And I think our point was the amount, like we've heard a lot of people say they don't like Elijah Craig 18 year because it's bitter and oaky. And I guess what my whole kind of take on that was, if you don't like that bitter oaky note, I mean, at almost 14 years and 134 proof, it's not that weird that it's got a strong oak presence to it.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's not
and a lot
unexpected.
of people, I've heard a lot of people just don't like that when it gets too much.
Yeah.
And all I was saying that it was approaching over oaked was that it's getting to that point where if you don't like that note, this might not be for you. Mm-hmm. You know?
And I definitely think it's tiptoeing along that line.
Yeah. But it's a great whiskey. I mean, we did both say it's going to definitely be in the Whiskey of the Year contendership, like in the flight of comparisons. And
it's in the top 6.
Yeah. For sure.
Only 6.
There's only 6?
Yeah.
No, I mean Whiskey of the Year, like of all of them.
Oh, we'll see about that.
Of our channel, anyway. I'm one of those that hasn't liked Elijah Craig 18. So, Bobby, is it that you don't like it because it's
over
too oaky?
Because that's kind of what we thought. Like, it was good, but it was very watery. Shockingly watery for being 18 years.
Yeah, my opinion on that was, I didn't really think it was over oaked. It was definitely very oaky. But I was surprised at how thin it was. It was very, very thin. And you'd think, even though it's like, what is it, 90 proof or 90...
Dr. Robert just poured down the drain. It's not that good.
This week, haven't opened it yet. Oh, it's you're going to like it. I know Greg is just going to continue the we hated Elijah Craig train.
In reality, it's pretty good, but I think the finish is notably weird. So either our bottle was notably weird, or...
Yeah, I will agree with you on that. I thought there was something to be... The finish left a little... Well, and here's the thing. It's not even that I minded it, that I didn't like it. My point was that I know a lot of people don't like
channel.
That. But it seems like nobody else is finding that note that we were finding, except for Whiskey Tornado. He's the only one that I've seen that has said... And he even said, too, he's like, I don't know if I got a weird bottle of this, but it's got a bitter, kind of oaky tannic, dry finish.
Yeah.
I sent him a message. I was like, dude, that's exactly what we got, and nobody else seems to get that.
Yeah.
Maybe we need to like trade samples with him and then with everybody else and just see if
everybody
it's...
else.
Maybe our bottle sat in the sun for a while or something like that. But no, it's a great whiskey, so I'm looking forward to that and seeing how, because then we're going to do the videos just independently because we want to see what the best larceny was, what the best Elijah Craig, but then pitting the winners against each other I think is going to be a lot of fun.
It will.
And I'm sure, again, we'll choose wrong.
And because it's blind, we may actually pick that C923 Elijah Craig.
We might, yeah.
It's got an 18.5% chance.
Yep. And I don't think it's wouldn't say it's worse than the other releases. And speaking of the other releases, I went to a store yesterday that literally had like 8 bottles of B523 on the shelf.
I saw
that bottle
one.
is everywhere around here.
Well, that's the good one.
It's really good. I don't know why everybody is just shying away from that because of what, the 7 months or whatever that it was.
It's a swing and a miss on the age statement. Yeah. So Bobby is coming out definitely opposed to the Elijah Craig 18.
I would agree with you, Bobby. I don't think it's worth secondary at all.
It's 18 years and Elijah Craig. Quite honestly, it should have been better.
Yeah, I will agree with you on that. I think that, again, I was just shocked that like there was just no viscosity to it, no mouthfeel. Like even at 90 proof, at 18 years in the barrel, you should get something.
I think they ruined it. They just dumped way too much water in.
Yeah, but I mean, like, I've had other non-18 year 90 proof whiskeys that don't come across that thin. Like Eagle Rare doesn't come across that thin.
So my guess is it really evaporated and was, who knows, it was really high proof. And whatever evaporated, they dumped back water and it ruined it.
Could be.
So, yeah, I don't know.
And they are single barrels.
Yeah.
So, I mean, at the end of the day, I get the price point of it.
Yeah.
It's an 18-year single barrel. It's a pretty rare find.
Sure.
So, $150, sure.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I wouldn't pay anything more than that. I don't know if I would buy one, though, if I saw one. For the $150 or whatever they run.
It'd be hard.
Around here.
Well, we don't need to.
That's what she said.
I'm a little late on the draw on that.
That's what she said.
No, that was me. You said something like you didn't know if it was going to be very hard.
Well, no, I was going to say, I don't know if I need to go down the road and say again that there's so many good bourbons at $50 that.
Yeah, for sure.
It's worth. But anyway.
But yeah, if you're skipping on Elijah Craig B523 and you don't have a bottle of it, go get a bottle of it. If you've liked any of the releases for the last 2 years, you're going to like this one. I mean, to be perfectly honest, out of all the Larceny barrel proofs we've had and all the Elijah Craigs that we've had for the last 2 years, and the reason I say the last couple of years, because that's kind of when we got into them a couple of years ago, when they've all been in that mid 120 proof area.
Yep.
I don't know that there's any of them that are different enough to where I would say, well, this is bad, not worth buying. It's like any one of them, if you like Elijah Craig barrel proof in the mid 120 proofs, you're going to like all of them, I think. I just don't think that they're that crazy.
Peter White asked a good question. So is Knob Creek 18 better than Elijah Craig 18? I've never had the Elijah Craig 18. Well, yes, I have. I've never had the Knob Creek 18. But I do have the Knob Creek 15. And I feel that is over oaked or at least very borderline. The Knob Creek 12 is better than the 15.
Knob Creek 12 is great. We did the two of them next to each other, I think, and I can't remember how it turned out, but I do remember that a lot of people were doing blinds of that and actually picked the 12 as the better. Knob Creek 18, yes, much better.
18 could be too much for most bourbons.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, what's the cutoff where it does get to the point where it's just...
Because the reality is there's some MGPs that are 9 years old, 9 years old.
There's some that are 5 years old. MGP
great.
5-year-old, like Doc Swinson's and stuff, those are great.
So the 18 year in many ways could be over oaked.
Yeah, well, and especially in new charred. Like you get a Scotch in a used barrel.
In Scotland, where they don't have any weather at all. Well, they have cold weather, I guess.
Well, temperate, I suppose. I think KC12 is better than KC18, but the KC18 is better than Elijah Craig 18. Okay. Well, we need to get a Knob Creek 18. I did see one day, but I just wasn't in the mood to drop the $200 or whatever it was.
It comes in a little wooden box usually.
Yeah, it does, actually. The packaging is nice, but I've also seen in videos that you have to hold that box a certain way because if you lift it by the top, it comes off. Which you would think that when they're charging $180 for a bottle, they'd put it in a box that, wouldn't do that.
Yeah, and maybe our Elijah Craig 18 that you picked up was not the greatest.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, they are single barrels. So some of them I'm sure are great, and some of them, yeah, this one is just, I don't know, it's weird.
Yep.
Just not a lot of character, not a lot of viscosity. What else is going on out there right now that's like an 18-year?
I honestly don't know.
Besides like the Eagle Rare 17, I mean, do they really even have anything else on the market at this point that's...
What else is super old?
I know Heaven Hill has been doing releases the last couple years that are like, like the Heaven Hill 17 year they did, and they did like the 20-year corn whiskey or something like that.
And stuff like
the old
that.
Fitzes get pretty old. But other than that, Dickel 17 year.
Yeah, they do. And
I'm actually interested. They've got a Dickel 15 year that's readily available on the shelf for like $70.
So there's the Dickel 17 year, and we have the chair. Not broken chair. The
Burning
Guero
chair?
burning chair. Is that what it's called? Or was that the... I forget the name of the distillery. It's from California. It's a distillery in California.
Savage and Cook.
Savage and Cook.
Yeah.
Guero, 17 year, but it's sourced from Tennessee, so we're guessing it's the same.
Didn't somebody comment and say that they heard that was from Heaven Hill or something like that?
So I've
Early
heard
Heaven
that
Hill?
too, and it's not clear.
Because does it say it's Tennessee whiskey?
It's not. And
It's not,
I don't
okay.
think that bottle's legal because it doesn't say where it's from.
Okay.
There's almost no labeling on it
It's
at all.
really good though.
It is very good. And so we did our flight of Dickel products, and they have some good mash bills and some not so good ones.
Yeah.
So
We're 50-50 on the Dickel products.
yeah. But if it's Heaven Hill, it was really good. If it was Dickel, well, it was still really good.
Yeah.
And there's like no over oaked or over aged. It's just 17 years of really good whiskey.
Yeah. Shane says C923 has some 17-year-old stuff in it. That doesn't surprise me. Maybe that's where all the oak is coming from,
Could be.
Because then at that point you're putting a 17-year cask strength in with 13-year cask strengths. And yeah, you're going to get some aggressive flavors out of that.
Yeah.
Let's see. Knob Creek 12 cask strength is a freaking unicorn. The 3 batch of Booker's is right there with it. I have a Knob Creek 12-year cask strength. Mine is the one that came in at 120.5. So 0.5 proof higher than the single barrel.
Yeah, and I have 2 of those. Right. I have one that's the
Yep.
quarter cask, and then I have one that's...
Yeah, but not the cask strength.
Well, it's still 120.5. And then I have...
Quarter cask is? Mm-hmm. Are you sure? Mm-hmm. Okay.
And then I have one of the cask strength that's also 120.5.
And that's the 12-year?
Yeah.
Okay. Because we've done the review of the 12-year cask strength. And that was really good. Mm-hmm. What was that? Was that Guero you're talking about? Yes.
So Savage and Cook is
He
what
said
it
was that Guero, not
yeah,
what
yes.
was. That was my mistake. Yeah, I thought that was really good, that Guero. It's $200 or what was it,
was slightly
180
over.
or 200?
No, it was like 215, I think, yet.
And you can still see it around. Yeah, see, Peter White says quarter cask is 100 proof. That's what I thought too.
Oh, no.
The quarter cask? I'm pretty sure it's 100 proof, like regular Knob Creek.
I have 2 of them that are 0.5, and the normal...
Do you have 2 12-year cask strengths?
I do, and maybe it's a store pick. Or store picks.
They're all 120. Maybe you just have the one. I've only seen the one release that's 120.5, and that's the 12-year cask strength.
I have 2
But
of
all
them,
the rest of them are...
Yeah. But they have that little silver thing like glued to the front of the bottle. And the quarter cask I know is one of those, but I don't...
Well, now this is going to drive me crazy. You got to send me a picture of this bottle when you
Okay.
get home, because now I want to know what it is.
All right.
Because it's going to keep me up all night wondering what this...
I know one of them is our local liquor store, which we don't go to anymore.
Yeah.
It's one of their store picks from literally like 6 years ago. I bought 2 bottles of, and it's great.
Those are all 120.
No, it's way before. Like, it's a different shaped bottle.
I know, I remember those. It's got the little plaque on it, the
Yep.
little silver plaque.
Yep.
I will bet you that bottle that it's 120.
Okay, and that could be.
He said okay. I got a bottle of Knob Creek
Yeah,
coming my way. I won't hold you to it, even though
You think
it's
that's MGP?
on the...
Like, the internet says that's from Tennessee.
Guerrero is MGP distilled, but then aged in California. Since it's the same state, it was aged. They don't have to say where.
It was distilled?
Where A-F-A-I.
As far as I know.
Oh. Hey, Greg's up on the internet vernacular. Actually called quarter oak, and yes, 100 proof.
It could be the quarter oak is only 100 proof.
Yeah, we did a review. I'd like to actually revisit that versus regular Knob Creek, because I think we did a flight.
Yeah.
Or we at least did the pairing of the two of them next to each other.
We can do
Now
that.
that we've gotten a little bit further along in our bourbon journeys, I'd like to check that out. All right, let's get ready to ramp it down here.
I agree.
Does anybody else have anything in the comments to trash us about anything we've said tonight? Not that you guys have been trashing us, but just in case you want to. So now I want to look up more information on that Guerrero. So MGP distilled and then aged in California. There's a different Savage and Cook rye from Tennessee that you're probably thinking of. I don't think we've had a Savage and Cook rye, though.
So there's a Savage Cook bourbon that's 15 year and a Savage Cook bourbon that's 17 year.
I think the pink label one, that's 15 year, I think is actually American whiskey. And so I don't know what that means.
There's also a bourbon.
There's a bourbon too? Okay.
And maybe things changed because that was a couple years ago when we got that, like 3 years ago.
And so is the Guerrero one, is it called Tennessee whiskey or called bourbon?
I don't think it really is very clear on the bottle, so I looked it up on the internet and people were guessing it was from Tennessee.
Okay.
But there's no, like it doesn't drink like a Dickel product.
Okay. See, when we actually added that to our Dickel flight, I think, because we thought at first that it was.
Exactly, that was the guess.
That was kind of our assumption.
Yeah. But
They said it was a Dickel product.
based on internet research.
No one ever accused us of being professionals. All right, well, we're going to ramp this down here, but thank you guys very, very much for joining us tonight. Again, as I said, the schedule is going to be a little weird for the next few weeks. It's going to be unpredictable. So some days we may go live on a different day. Sometimes we might not go live that week. I know next week we're probably not going to be doing a live stream.
Agreed.
So happy Halloween, everybody, for next week. Cheers,
your
Chris
costuming.
Jenkins. Yeah, so everybody have a great night.
And until next time, see you next time.